Ready for bark plate number 2? Let's get set up. Brush, pencils, something to sharpen your pencils with, stumps, eraser pencil, eraser, sandpaper, something to sharpen your eraser pencil with, paper towel. Here I've clipped my sketchbook to my drawing board. Here's bark plate number 2, profiles of the nose and mouth, the part of the face we call the muzzle. Here's some of my other studies: hands, the start of a foot, and studies of arms and hands. So here I've clipped my drawing board to my sketchbook. I'm going to start by dividing my paper into 8 equal parts. First I'll give myself a window here. Make sure I don't run out of space in the end. Divide your paper into 8 equal parts. First divide it in half. And then half again. And then half again. So you see in the original that I've got here on the left, and I've got my drawing here on the right, that there are 16 drawings. But when you're finished, you will only have 8 drawings, half as many, because there are 2 drawings here for each muzzle. Each drawing will fit in a square. So let's bring them to the center of the page. Let's start with the first muzzle. So again, you're going to first see your notational space. How much does that take up on the page? Looks like the mouth is in the center of the shape. Keeping my lines fuzzy and loose, and looking at the tilts and angles. Maybe something like that to start with, and then don't forget to rub it down a little bit with paper towel so you get that even tone like the one you're seeing in the original, but it's also so that you can rework those lines on top of this fuzzy start. So now you can go in and you can work on each tilt and angle slowly. One at a time. And again, this is only the second time you've approached this particular shape, so you're just getting to know it now. So it's still going to be loose, and you're still going to be able to move stuff around. So you want to keep these lines really soft. In other words, with a light touch. You don't want to press really hard. Okay, so that's my second drawing. And now I'm going to start to explore the plumb and level line. Let's place those now and see how we did. Here's my plumb line. And it seems like one of the level lines is here at the parting of the lips, at the center of the parting of the lips. That's a really important landmark. So that's one. The next one is a little bit lower, and it marks the center of the lip and the corner of the mouth. And the third one will mark the bottom of the lip. So here I've already noticed I have some adjusting to do. And here is my last level line. Okay, so it looks like my bottom lip needs to come down a little more. First I correct my drawing, and then I erase. I'm not even going to erase. I'm just going to make sure that my drawing right now is just a little bit darker than my first drawing so that I can see it. Looks like my chin needed to be a little bit bigger. Okay, so now we're going to come up here to that top level line because that's where the bottom lip ends, right there. Then we're going to drop our tilt here representing the parting of the lips. And upper lip. Doesn't seem to be as big as the lower lip, so I'm going to come down in size here. Which means now my nose can drop to about there. Not much space between the parting of the lips and the nose. Of course, everyone is different. Some people have more space there. Okay, that's my second drawing. I'm going to rub that in, get a little more tone on my paper. And clean out a little bit with my eraser. Just clean out some of the lines that are now making it confusing to see what line I really intend to use in the end. For example, right here in the philtrum, that needs to be cleaned out. I'm still working over here on my envelope. And I'll rub it down and add that last line in the nostril. Which seems to be right over the stem here. If we can see this as a letter T, right there, we'll be better off. And the nostril goes right over that stem. Right there. And let's bring the chin in a little bit. It looks like it's sticking out way too far. Bring that in. Okay, so now I think that I'm ready to go on to the third part of my drawing, which is refining these shapes. So now I'm going to be looking at this drawing and I'm going to put this information right on top of my start here. So let's start with the nostril. Here I see a shape that looks like a letter C. So I'll go in and really just all my attention is finding the accuracy of this new shape. Then dropping down here to the nostril. There's a part that comes up over here, a little tail. Then there's no line there, so I can go in and I can clean that out. And it looks like this whole area here can get cleaned out. I'm looking at the negative shape in there. Now this points to this area here. So I can make that adjustment. The bottom of the nose tends to have a slight scoop in it. Then we have the upturn part of the front of the nose. We have the shield of the upper lip, the philtrum, and now the lower lip looks full and much rounder. Okay, so now I've put all of this information on top of my first drawing, and I can clean it out. Tap, tap, tap. That's the best way to erase. That way you don't really lose any of your drawing. Then you can rub it in and switch pencils and do your final line drawing. Now I'm going to switch pencils and go to my 2H pencil. And I can go over it one more time, always looking at the original.